Peace family, this is Fleur Brune coming to you today to discuss signs that you've been MKUltra'd. You know, I come back with like the wildest things. I had a shout out to some of my subscribers. You guys keep me wanting to make more and more videos, and thank you for sometimes just emailing me and saying, hey, what's up with the videos? Make some ones regarding some of the concerns that they have or questions that they have, and if I know it, you know I'm gonna talk about it, right? So let's get it in. First of all, I'd like to say that all of us have some formulated form of mind control that we're under. We've all had some form of MKUltra like inserted into us. So I don't come to this video, this particular video, with any judgment at all. Obviously, we've all been conditioned. We live in the matrix because we reside here, and some of us are souls. As you know, some of us are empty seaters, some of us are inserts from some sort of like walk-in, some of us, what else? Some of us are clones. Regardless, we all have some formulated form of mind control. And I want to give you some signs that you've been severely MKUltra'd. Okay, some of the first signs that you've been MKUltra'd is if you, like the simple things, like if you have any strong issues with any background, like any type of race or sex or whatever. So what I say is, like, if you have a strong disdain for white folk, like a hatred, and I'm not talking about like what's going on with white supremacy. I'm talking about like someone like you hate all of them, like you feel like like you have a hatred in you. That's a form of MKUltra. You've been conditioned. Also for white people, obviously we're going out of that regime. Remember, white supremacy was the home court advantage previously, and we're coming out of that. So we're checking out of home court advantage for the white supremacy system, and all dues has to be paid, everything, the balance has to be paid. So for all who've participated and again benefited from white supremacy, payment is due. You're checking out of that system, and if you've benefited from it in any way, you're gonna have to pay your bill. It is what it is. And any black people, remember, it's not all white people who participated in white supremacy. It is everyone. So there is black people who have participated in white supremacy system. There is Asian people who participated in white supremacy system. White people, Latino people, a lot of people have participated. So if you participated and benefited from the disdain and hardship of any particular indigenous people, home court advantage has changed, and you are checking out, and you have to pay your bill. The balance is due. Sorry, that's why you're seeing all this madness in the world. Anyway, so formulated MKUltra. If you hate any race, like inside, like you just look at them like, I hate those motherfreakers. You've been conditioned, you've been MKUltra. It's probably been inserted in you. Some of you have been, you know, some of the clones come in with that program already inside of them, so they have a natural disdain for people of color or white people. You know, each GMO has their own program, and also some of the GMOs that are Ashkenazis that have been cloned. The Ashkenazi Jews come in with it's MKUltra, but it's inserted in them, and they don't even see people. Like if you go in certain Orthodox Jewish communities, big up to the Orthodox Jewish community. I've been in Brooklyn. Well, Brooklyn has a big one in New York. You've walked into neighborhoods. There's almost like they almost have like people of color or anybody else is invisible to them. So they'll walk by you and not even see you. They'll walk around you because they know something's there, but they don't even give you eye contact. They don't even see you. If you fall and break your neck, they'll just walk over you. They have some sort of deep-seated cloning, MKUltra inserted into their genealogy. They've been inbreeding for a while. That particular community of Orthodox Jewish people, those are also the Jewish people that are very prejudiced living in Israel. I know a lot of Jewish people, and that's not all of them. Obviously, like all people don't do that, but there is a certain particular Ashkenazi Jewish community that has a program inserted inside of their DNA, and they've been inbreeding for a while. And some of them are clones, and they have a like some sort of like inserted MK Ultra of hatred, or not even seeing other races. Like they are so like like it's deep. It's so deep inbred. Like they don't see other races. Like if they see them and they have to deal with them in any way that they're forced to, they have a natural adversity to them. Like they react negatively towards them. That's why Israel has a lot of issues with the Ethiopian Jewish people, who are the original Jews. They're not Jewish converts. Actually, Ashkenazi Jews are Russian converts to Judaism, whereas the Ethiopian Jews are part of the original tribes of the Hebrew tribes, which is kind of batty because, you know, the original Jews that weren't converts are the ones that are being prosecuted and being treated and mistreated by those converts, those Russian converts, which is crazy to myself because supposedly Israel, the state of Israel, was developed to be a safe haven and a place for Jewish people of all nationalities to be able to go and have some sort of reprieve for all the hatred towards them. And it's amazing that Israel has such a issue with race. Go figure. Anyway, any hatred is formulated MK Ultra. If you are highly overweight, you have some formulated MK Ultra. Food is a drug, and what happens is that the televisions and system conditions us, everybody, to deal with food as, rather than having nutritional value to us, it actually uses food as a form of drug to sedate us so that we're not able to think and process new ideology. Okay, so food has been used in the MK Ultra arena as a form of control. So if you're highly overweight or highly underweight, you most likely are a victim of MK Ultra. If you have any issues with sexes, like female, like a male who feels that all women are hoes, sluts, and bitches, you know, typical hip-hop video. If you have an issue with women and utilizing women only for sexual needs and have a lack of connection to them, chances are you're down with the MK Ultra. Same likewise for women who have a natural disdain for men, anti-men. Feminism is a big MK Ultra. Feminism is a formulated MK Ultra program. It is to have a strong disdain for male vibration and an anti to anything that's male based, and to condition women to feel that they have to uphold some sort of pseudo independence that allows them to live independently from their male counterparts. And if any male challenges that, they are swift to attack or to talk poorly or talk disparaging about males and go against them in a system. They'll create a system in themselves. So feminism in itself is a formulated form of MK Ultra. It's been utilized for many years now to create a shift, a wedge between males and females. And it's worked. It's worked well because you have females now engaged in what you would consider to be male activities, independent from males, have a disdain for any males, showing any sort of protective qualities or warrior qualities, and may cause a woman to feel fearful or almost like jealous. So she's competing. When you go into the lesbian and gay community, you see a lot of those MK Ultra qualities play out. It's not that all, you know, again, we're all suffering from some formulated form of MKUltra. Now, another form of MKUltra, if you've known you've been MKUltra, is if you are in the ET community. This is for all my ET enthusiasts. You know who you are, my people. And you have a zero tolerance for any information regarding melanated, black, Negroid, Olmec, Anunnaki information. Black people, black ETs, anything that has to do with that. If you automatically get an invocation in you that makes you feel like that is a lie, or you feel disgusted by hearing that, it invokes almost like a negative reaction in you, you've been MKUltra'd. Because obviously, if you look on the walls of Kemet and in Sumerian text and in everything, all you see is melanated ETs, and they're all associated, and Olmec heads. So if you have an answer to that, you darn sure have been MKUltra'd. What else? If you are, you know, really big into the system as far as like living out tags, you know, things like having to live in a corporate world where you're living up to the standards of the Matrix, chances are you've been MKUltra'd. Okay, if you've been in an educational system for more than, well, actually, if you've been a part of the educational system in any way, I'm talking about the government educational system, the regular educational system that you send your children and you went through, chances are you've been MKUltra'd. So, you know, again, that's why I'm saying we've all had some formulated, some more than others. Now, when you hear MKUltra, you hear about the governmental brainwashing of specific people, candidates, to brainwash them and to place them into the populace to, you know, play out some sort of agenda. That's when you'll hear MKUltra, or you'll hear about the individuals who have been abducted and utilized in some of those programs, governmental programs, and also, you know, quote unquote ET programs, where they have been, their brains have been compartmentalized. You know what I mean? Because you guys always make fun when I talk, okay? So you know what I mean. When your brain has been put into sections so that you kind of are able to be another person. It's almost like having multiple personalities. Like you can play out a certain agenda without knowing it, and then going into another formulated consciousness without knowing that the other one exists. So I can go to the store and go, you know, I don't smoke or anything. Let's say I go to the store and smoke a pack of Stogs and I drink like a fifth of vodka. Next day I wake up, like, why do I feel so crappy and smell like smoke? Meanwhile, I had done this activity without any knowledge. My brain has compartmentalized one aspect of my personality that I have no idea exists, while I am oblivious to it and living another lifestyle without that knowledge that that other entity inside of me is coexisting and doing things based on whatever personality I've created due to trauma. A lot of times MKUltra has a trauma based. If you grew up in a household, another way that you know that you've been highly MKUltra'd, one of the programs that they use is trauma. A lot of children who have been molested and traumatized through abuse are great candidates for an MKUltra governmental program, because they already have their brain has fractured into different compartments, and it is easy to utilize certain compartments of that child or that individual as they get older to be able to work out certain plans or plots, or you know, utilize them to work in a system in a way that they don't have any control over and they have no knowledge of, and they can usually be more covert. I have a issue with, you know, again, this is not a judgment, but for anyone who's been highly MKUltra'd and has been part of these satanic cults, or, you know, even post the cults, and they're dealing with recovery, Remember, a lot of these people are highly unhealthy. They've been abused and traumatized to the point where they naturally have these different personalities set up, and I would have an issue dealing with that person in any personal aspect of my life, as far as any a closeness or anything. Because, and again, it's not a judgment, but like I said, if you've been utilized for some of these MKUltra programs and been traumatized, it'd be hard for anyone to trust someone who has different aspects of the personality that they probably aren't aware of. So what do we do about MKUltra? We've obviously been an environment in we've grown up in a system where that's been utilized to keep us asleep and under some form of control. Some of us more than others.